Greetings, friends. It's uh, it's a lovely afternoon here in Tuscany, and it was nice to start with the bells, with the church bells. So, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, buongiorno, buonasera, whatever time zone you're in, wherever in this beautiful world of ours you're in. Um, as I say that, I think of the lyrics. What a wonderful world! It's a challenging world. It's a beautiful world. It's 10,000 joys, 10,000 sorrows. So wonderful to be with you in this moment in time as we come together in this community, in this beautiful community that we have. And we've come together as maybe you've been coming to this teaching for many sessions, many weeks, many years, or if you're new, welcome, welcome. Let's welcome ourselves. Let's welcome each other. I so appreciate the spirit of welcoming and welcoming each other as I see in the chat all the good mornings and good afternoons and all the greetings. So So, so continuing with our theme this week, the theme of Sangha, one of the triple jewels, one of the most important aspect of practice, community, friendship, spiritual friendship, noble friendship, good friendship, kalyanamitta, good friendship. And we've been practicing in those aspects the past couple of days. And today I want to continue with this theme. And today I want to explore the theme of ethical empathy, which is the foundation um, of friendship, of kindness, of metta, of compassion, which is putting ourselves in someone else's shoes, whether it's in friendship, whether it's in challenging situations, exploring those. So, with that, I'd like to invite us into a meditation. As always, we'll start by settling, arriving, landing in our bodies with the breath. And and then I will share some reflections for us to drop in into our bodies to work with. So with that, let's begin. Let's assume our posture, our meditation posture, and arriving. Oh, by the way, before we start, internet can be a little how should I say it, a little choppy here, so I will be opening my eyes now and then just to make sure I'm still on Zoom and YouTube. And if for some reason it goes down, I will restart it. So just so you know that it might be challenging. So here we go. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started with our meditation. Arriving, arriving and landing. Children playing outside. I don't know if the sound is carrying through. So arriving every moment, arriving and landing in this body, in this moment in time. So here I am. Here I am on this earth. Feeling your own presence, the sense of presence, this ineffable and yet profound quality of our own presence. arriving each moment, arriving and landing in this body, this moment in time, feeling, feeling embodied as the basis of our practice. And it's not a heady topic, this embodiment. It's really earthy. How is the body feeling? Can we infuse our feet with our awareness? As our feet are touching the earth, can we infuse our feet with knowing that they are being sensed? Can we infuse our hands with awareness, allowing sensations to rush in, to be known, to be gently, intimately known? Infusing our sit bones with awareness, infusing our sit bones, how we're sitting connected to the earth, allowing sensations of contact, touch, hardness, softness to be known, simply to be known. Feeling grounded, earthed, allowing the breath to move through the body, infusing the body. Can we feel the sensations of breath out breath in the abdomen, our hands and our feet, our shoulders and our chest? Can we allow the body to relax and really release? When we are tight in our body, we tend to get tight in our thoughts, in our mind. So relaxing the body supports relaxing of the mind, heart. So soften, drop what is not needed. Just check in. What's not needed right now? Can I release it? And simply, humbly be with the breath. Receive the breath. Now, I would love to invite you, if you would, right, to drop in a reflection. Again, not into our head, but in our heart space. And inviting a good friend, a benefactor, perhaps someone you've been inviting the past couple of days or someone new. Someone who's easy to invite into your heart space. And sit with their goodness, with their kindness, with their compassion, with their wisdom, their loyalty, generosity, generosity of heart, whatever aspect and whatever person comes to your heart. This aspect of their being doesn't have to be every aspect of their being, but this one particular aspect. Sitting with them in your heart space, feeling their presence. Receiving their presence in your heart space, as if you're sitting with them, having tea, receiving in your heart space their presence, their unique presence. Priming the heart, priming the heart. And now, as if you were swapping places with them, as if you were them. It's so random who we get to be, who we get to be born as, but as if you were them, embodying their presence, their sense of kindness, wisdom, whatever it is, embodying them, embodying their heart, their mind, shining your awareness out of their eyes, out of their being in this exploration. Don't make it too heady. See what it feels like. Even a second of it can be opening. What might it feel like to be them with a sense of kindness, generosity, patience, perhaps, friendliness? Don't think about it. Let it be embodied. Feel into it. Don't think into it. Feel into how this shifting of places might soften your heart, expand possibilities of ways of being. Again, not a heady thinking practice, it's just feeling into another being's presence as if you were them, breathing in their kindness, breathing out their kindness, breathing in their brightness, breathing out their brightness, just to get some flexibility, space in our heart, in our way of being. And now coming back, swapping places again, coming back to your own presence. Your own felt sense of the body, breathing in, breathing out your own brightness, kindness from your heart center, goodwill, friendliness. Embodying this world, this life as you tend to do, this body as you do, this being who is me. Appreciating your own being, this being who is me, this body, this life, this heart, my challenges, the way I'm stretched, my aspirations, feeling into them. In breath, out breath, with kindness, gentleness. There be appreciation, goodwill for the way that I am a friend to myself and others. Allowing your heart to rest in the goodness, that there is goodness. Not a time to be critical. Release that if it's coming up. Resting, resting, the goodness. And there is always goodness. The last part of this practice period, another invitation, if you wish, that can support expanding our heart a bit more. If you would invite yourself to swap places with someone that you've had a bit of a challenge, not number 10, scale of 10, 1 to 10, but maybe a 4 or 5. Someone you've had a bit of irritation challenge. Swap places. Seeing the world through their eyes, their circumstances, their difficulties, how they see the world. Expanding your heart. Again, if it feels too challenging or too much of a stretch and you get triggered, come back. Come back to yourself, to your body, or your benefactor, dear friend. But if it is possible, imagine inhabiting the world as them, the challenges they have, the limitations, the conditions, the way they think and see the world, all the experiences, genetic, educational, familial, upbringing, and how perhaps you co created the challenge, the difficulty together. Putting oneself in the place of others, the foundation of ethical empathy. Stepping outside of ourself, out of ourself being the self being the center of the world. And for just a minute, not forever, just for a minute, entering somebody else's world, reality. To expand our heart, to expand our capacity. Doesn't mean we're going to condone the wrongdoing at all. Not about condoning. Not at all. Or condoning the harm at all. But just to gain perspective. For the freedom of our own heart to gain perspective. And now letting that go, coming back to your own heart, body, perspective, wishing yourself well, appreciating yourself for having done this practice, and if available, wishing this other person well, with whom you've had a bit of an entanglement, and of course, wishing your friend, benefactor, whom you brought in earlier, well, with gratitude. May my practice be a cause and condition for freedom, for well being, for awakening of myself and all beings everywhere. May all beings be happy. May all beings know their own goodness, including myself. May I know my own goodness. May I flourish in my own goodness and kindness. May I be able to expand my heart for the benefit of all beings. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. Ding, ding, ding. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your practice. Pause for a moment. So, dear community, dear Sangha, I think you heard the bell, I hope. Anyway, that was my hope at the end of the practice to do this toggle that's needed to hear outside sounds, including bells and birdsong, etc. It sounds like it did come through. Beautiful. So, to continue today with our theme of Sangha community. So, oh yes, and two bells, both the church bell as well as my verbal bell, because I don't have my handy Tibetan bell with me. Yeah. So, so we're continuing with the theme of Sangha community, Kalyanamitta, um, beautiful friendships as part of the path, as the entirety of the path, not just the luxury, but 100% of the path, as the Buddha said, not 50% as Ananda thought. So, yesterday we talked about friends of the heart, Suhadaya, the helper, the enduring companion in the times of happiness and sorrow, the good counsel, and the compassionate friend, the four different types of friend. We also talked about the Upakaraka Metta, that was the Suhadaya Metta, the Upakaraka Metta, who's the friend, assistant companion who points out your faults with kindness, celebrates your progress, and reminds you of the Dharma in challenging times. So today I want to switch to the topic of putting oneself in the place of another. And that was an invitation that I brought in to our guided meditation to explore that, to try that on for size. And different themes, different points I want to cover today. One is that empathy is the foundation of ethical restraint. And the Buddha teaches in the Velama Sutta in Samyutta Nikaya 55:7, where the Buddha is teaching lay people about the foundation of moral conduct in terms of mutual experience. And this is what the Buddha says. What is displeasing and disagreeable to me is likewise displeasing and disagreeable to others. Knowing this, one should not inflict it upon another. So, in this teaching, the Buddha is teaching the principle of moral reciprocity. It's the natural ethics based on not commandments, thou shalt not, but it's the felt understanding. It's the felt embodied understanding that, and it also predates its parallel, which is the golden rule: do unto others as you wish them to do unto you. It's a little more poetic than that, but essentially that's the golden rule. So it's not theoretical empathy, but it's really embodied moment to moment, felt sense ethics. If it's displeasing to you, if it's disagreeable, it's likewise difficult, disagreeable to others. Of course it is. And in the similar vein, the Buddha teaches in Itivuttaka 27 that all tremble at violence, all fear death. Comparing oneself with others, one should not harm or cause to harm. The same way, the sense of trembling of the heart that, wow, this is painful. All of us have, don't desire or that we don't want to be harmed. So again, this is the ethical, the felt sense basis of ethics. And, and there is, of course, research and modern research that suggests that there are that we literally can feel another person's pain if we allow ourselves, that are that there are areas of the brain, again, not to limit the wholeness of our experience just to the firing of some neurons. I'm not trying to do that, not being reductionistic. And yet, there is research supporting that different areas of our brain which activate when we are in pain, when we witness another person's pain, when we allow ourselves to witness somebody else's pain. Those areas, specifically the anterior insula and the anterior cingulate cortex, they do activate during these empathetic experiences and feeling the pain of others as if it were our own. So it's this Buddha's call to ethical empathy is supported because we are able to, if we allow ourselves to feel somebody else's pain and not cause harm. Another aspect of the teaching here is recognizing that self love is a gateway to universal love, loving others and sharing our love. So, self love is so important. It's not like a luxury, it's not selfish, it's a foundation of universal love. And in Anguttara Nikaya 557, in the Saccipita Sutta, the Buddha instructs that just as one is dear to oneself, so too all, all beings are dear to themselves. So he says, I am dear to myself, and so are others dear to themselves. Therefore, one who loves themselves should not harm another. That's powerful, right? I am dear to myself, and so are others dear to themselves. Therefore, one who loves oneself should not harm another. So love yourself. Love yourself deeply. Love yourself, appreciate yourself, be kind to yourself, and similarly, be kind to others, as the kindness to ourselves as the foundation of kindness to others. So this sentence, this statement, this teaching is so profound, so profound. I want to underline it some more. It bridges self-concern and universal ethics, showing that non-harming naturally arises from self-understanding and self-care, self-love. And the commentarial literature also emphasizes that reflection softens the view of beings as other, this othering that we do, that it softens that. And this particular teaching, this way of being, cultivating this way of being, loving ourselves, therefore loving others, not harming others, it reduces what's called self-centeredness, ahakara, and conceit, mana. So it reduces self-centeredness and mana, conceit, instead of increasing it. And of course, as many of you know and have been practicing metta, especially during happy hour, this is a foundation. It's the foundation of loving kindness practice, metta practice. That recognizing that all beings want happiness just as I do, just as I want to be happy and not suffer. Everybody else also doesn't want to suffer, doesn't want to be, um, just wants to be happy and does not want to suffer. So another teaching I want to bring in is that there's also this teaching on pre-action reflection, pre-action reflection to prevent harm. And in Anguttara Nikaya 853, in the Uddai Sutta, the Buddha teaches, reflecting thus, would this be agreeable or disagreeable if done to me? One should abstain from doing it if it would be disagreeable. Isn't that great? So this is just taking it one notch higher. This is a really practical invitation. So the Buddha again says, reflecting thus, would this be agreeable or disagreeable if done to me? One should abstain from doing it if it would be disagreeable. So the Buddha is teaching that before reproving or any action towards others, one should internally check the ethical response of the action or the ethical resonance of the action. Is really feeling into like, is this agreeable, disagreeable? Would this be hurtful, unhurtful? Should I do this? Should I not? It's just this moment's pause that the Buddha is teaching in the suttas. How beautiful is that? So internally checking the ethical resonance of the action before taking the action. And this is an application of yoniso manasikara, wise attention, yoniso manasikara, wise attention. And it shifts the mind from reaction, from reactivity to reflection. So the purpose of this is not passivity, of course, but it's compassionate clarity is so that we act with discernment and empathy rather than ego and projection and reactivity. And the practice of sati, mindfulness essentially, which is the bread and butter, what we practice, essentially leads to being able being able to take that reflexive pause before action, to take that pause like, is this a wise, is this unwise, is this going to cause harm? And this is what the Buddha advises. So I want to end with 3 reflective questions for today. So here's the first reflective question. How often do I actively imagine another's perspective before acting or reacting? How often do I actively imagine another's perspective before acting or reacting? Here's the second reflective question. What would it look like to integrate this reflection more fully in small daily moments? What would it be like? And here's the last and third reflection. Can I recognize that others fear, grieve, and long for safety just as I do? Just as I do. Just like me. Just like me. Just like others. Just like me. So today we've explored putting ourselves in the shoes of another, which is again this basis of ethical restraint, ethical empathy, ethical care, not in a heady way, but in a practical way. Ooh, how would it feel to me if somebody just opened their mouth and said something like this or did something like this? Do I want to do this? Taking that mindful pause with yoniso manasikara. And again, self-love being the corner store of care and love and ethical treatment for others. And look at that. We have bells today, right in time. So, so thank you all for your practice. Thank you for your care, for your goodness. May your goodness, may your kindness, may your ethical care ring in all directions. Thanks, everyone. See you tomorrow.